Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech, where this episode we are finally going to advance the timer a small amount. But obviously before we do that, we gotta take this final planetary contract. These missions have been way too easy, and I apologize for anyone to anyone who is bored by what has been going on so far, but the scoring system makes it just makes no sense to leave the planet without doing every mission we're capable of doing, so let's finish it up. The Free Worlds League controls a network of transports and warehouses in the Claybrook system, moving mostly mundane goods, but also a few highly valuable goods. Our clandestine research efforts have acquired the latest shipping manifests and identified an opportunity for a swift, profitable strike at a key shipping hub. If timed properly, your mechs can strike quickly and pave the way for a Lyran extraction team to empty the warehouse of its contents. This is a capture base mission. Enter a facility, clear out enemy presence, and yeah, just sit there. Get in there and then just sit there. It is a desert, which is always a little bit of a bummer, but not a very complicated process here. Let's not take that much salvage, take as much money as we can afford, and yeah, do it. Let's do it. Same team as last time, because it's the team that we have. So, once we finish this mission, we're going to take a quick look at, first of all, the store. Now that we have some money, we can maybe buy a thing or two. And then we're going to fix up our mechs. We have some new weapons that I'd like to get equipped, but I didn't want to do any equipment changes while we were sitting here orbiting Claybrook, because, you know, we had these missions to get done. I didn't want to spend the time. But while we're traveling to another system with more interesting, more lucrative missions, and potentially better stuff in the store, would be a perfect time for us to make some changes. In particular, I'm thinking I'd like to put an autocannon in the Vindicator. We'll see if that is a thing that is feasible to do. I really, really like autocannons. Alright, we're here to capture the Merrick Warehouse Complex. Let's get our forces to a position where we can better observe the enemy movements and perhaps get eye on the facility. Just one eye. Eliminate opposition, take control of the territory. Yep, I know how to do the thing, Darius.
Brown as far as the eye can see.
Waiting for orders.
Maybe that's not an observation. Maybe that's like Ricochet's mantra?
Moving to position.
So the warehouse is going to have some defensive turrets, apparently, according to the objective indicator. Good to know.
Aye.
Roger that.
Confirmed.
Let's see. We do see a number of raised posts along the wall where turrets might be stored. Fortunately, turrets are pretty easy to shoot, as you might imagine. They don't spend a lot of time getting evasive or anything.
What's up, boss?
But they can be pretty dangerous. It is super awkward to get around over here. Well, do I want to jump? Yeah, the Vindicator really should be out front.
Commander? Coordinates received.
Hoping to get these smaller robots into positions where they maybe don't have the enemy doesn't have direct line of sight on us. Oh, much shorter pedestals. I assume that I cannot get vision of that, no matter where I am.
I'm there.
The Jenner could run up enough, but I'm going to intentionally not do that. It's possible that they have vision of us anyway. They might have better visual sensors than we do. Okay. Appears not to be the case. So who's going first? I guess Ricochet's going first. We can get 4 evasive charges and a shot on this thing. Not a great shot, but it's certainly not going to dodge, right? Yeah, I'm going for it. 4 evasive charges is a lot. We see the other turret? No. This is a light LRM turret. I mean, that is 20 LRMs, though. So it has just a single body part. It has 97 health. We are somewhat likely to kill this. Pretty likely, I would say. Easy enough.
Turret is gone.
Yes, Ricochet, we know. We saw it.
Yes, Commander.
Unfortunately, most of my mechs don't quite have that level of offensive punch.
10-4.
Trying to stay close to this thing in the hopes that it will provide me with a little bit of cover should that turret decide to strike. A sniper turret covered in AC-2s. So we haven't seen a lot of autocannons yet, but that's what AC stands for, autocannon. The AC-2 is a low-damage, long-range autocannon. As the number after the AC goes up, the range decreases and the power increases. The AC-20 is an incredibly powerful gun that you basically have to put right up against somebody in order to hit them with it. AC-2 is on the other end of the spectrum and is annoying. More than anything. I mean, I'll say this for the Commando. Its whole job is delivering that large laser, and it does do the job. Alright, so that softened this thing up enough that the PPC should be able to finish it off, right? Provided I don't miss. Nope, 57. I needed a little bit more damage.
Engaging target.
Well, we have impaired its sensors. Never mind, it doesn't get to move.
Standing by.
We will, in fact, finish this.
Copy that.
So it has, what, like 3 health left? Or no, 7. It has 7 health left. I'm debating whether I need to fire my own PPC, but I guess I actually have enough heat venting that firing it won't even matter. So may as well.
Engaging with target.
Wow. Not only was that a miss with the particle cannon, did you see it landed over here? That was barely even in the right direction.
Let's do this.
Alright, Ricochet cannot give me vision. Okay, he can get over here.
Heading out.
Let's see what kind this one is. I'm betting, up in that raised position, LRM or sniper. Alright, you should have a good view of the warehouse complex now. Be careful of additional forces. Reports are they have additional units in the area that are rallying back at the base. Yeah, I was expecting. A word of warning. We have reports this base may have gun emplacements for point defense. Oh, you don't say. Turrets, boss. Just keep an eye out in case they're online. They're not, mostly. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, I need to not fire one of these weapons. It's probably one of the lasers, right? Because the SRM-4 is 32 damage. For only 8 heat. Yeah, it's way more efficient. Alright, let's do it. One nice thing about fighting turrets is that they do not require a lot of precision aiming or anything, which means that we just get to build up a ton of morale. Or a ton of, sorry, it's called resolve now.
Standing by.
You know what, the in-battle resource may have always been called resolve, I don't remember.
Alright.
Just move up here and brace. I'm assuming there's going to be at least one more turret over on that wall.
I'm receiving you. Moving out.
I don't anticipate that we're going to take any meaningful damage from them. But when the backup force arrives, we can maybe take a hit or two. These missions are just very... It seems like the first planet is kind of like Tutorial Island.
Moving out.
Not really in a whole lot of danger out here. I am eager to get into the more real part of the game.
Yes, Commander.
After we finish this mission, you'll get to see exactly what that looks like, getting on the star map and looking for new systems and stuff.
Copy that.
So we're going to have to take it pretty easy on the weapons this time. I think I can't even afford to fire as much as I did on that last run, but we have a lot of people in range to provide support this time.
Acknowledged.
Actually, you know, I probably should have had him not fire. Just bank, just vent some heat. Because the rest of us could handle this. And nobody else has any heat built up at all.
Acknowledged.
This is the thing with mechs that have strong offense. They tend to run pretty hot. To some degree, it depends on what the weapons are. Rocket launchers and autocannons tend to generate a lot less heat than laser weaponry does. The trade-off, which is that obviously they have limited ammunition. And the big drawback of the limited ammunition isn't even having a limited number of shots, but rather the fact that you have to make room for the ammunition in the mech.
Move order received.
it can be a serious problem. Alright,
Move
I
order
am
re-
occupying this warehouse.
Affirmative.
So let the Jenner vent a little bit.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Alright. Well, at least we know what direction they're coming in. Whatever that is, it is fast. Could maybe be a Jenner or something tiny like a spider or a commando. You know, all the kind of stuff we've been seeing.
Good to go.
Ricochet can't quite make it over there. I was hoping to get into the trees. You know what? I'm going to reserve. I don't think we're in any danger from them on their next action, and I want them to come forward a little bit so we can take good shots. We know that they already would have had a bunch of evasive charges, so we're not giving up anything by letting them move before we shoot them.
Good to go.
Alright, let's have a look. Yep, it's a Locust. Interestingly, it was moving slowly enough that it doesn't have any evasion charges on it. That seems like a poor play to me. Let's go ahead and precision strike for the center. I want to core this thing fast if we can. Okay, that wasn't bad.
Think I hit something good.
Yeah, no kidding. About half of that mech came clean off.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, you can just barely get a clean shot. I'm not 100% certain that I do want to reveal myself to the other mech. I may want to move to, like, here. Nah, let's get the intel. Let us know what we are up against. A Jenner. Stock Jenner. Okay. Well, you know how they do. Let's get rid of this thing. It still does have that medium laser on it. And the Jenner is considerably harder to hit.
10-4. Looks like I'll need a new target.
I don't know if we ever actually even hit the center torso there. It was just so much damage overflowing through all of the other areas. I'm going to move to right here and then just let him brace for a turn. He really needs to dump heat. Their Jenner is going to come forward on their next turn, and then I'm going to just jump over behind him.
I'm here.
Centurion, yeah, you don't really have a role either, except to
Location
run forward and
confirmed.
get ready. So we are going to take a full volley from that Jenner, probably. I do have 4 evasion charges. I assume that he's going to shoot at the Panther. I would shoot at the Panther. But Vindicator is not a viable target for him. Huh. Really? He only fired 1 weapon. I guess he figured he wasn't going to hit anyway, so why generate all the heat?
Standing by.
Okay, so this is a really good opportunity for a death from above. Just stomp the dude. You can see, it does a lot of damage. But it also does 90 damage to us. It'll damage the legs first. I think it's 90 damage split evenly over the 2 legs. So that's enough that it would cause structural damage. We definitely should just jump over. You better believe, though, I am waiting for an opportunity. Death from above is super cool, and I want to do death from above as often as possible. Alright, precision strike. I am apparently going to overheat if I do it this way. Man. This Jenner has some serious heat problems. Alright, center torso rear. Let's see this thing go down. Wow. That was not that good. You did not do a good job.
A critical hit.
Yeah, technically that's true, I guess.
Commander?
You really showed him.
Roger.
Alright. PPC and SRM is kind of a weird loadout. But there's this tiny band of range where both of those weapons have decent accuracy. Did I do any structural damage at all? A little tiny bit.
Engaging target.
Yeah, that was just not... That attack did not go well. It's not what I was hoping for.
Waiting for orders. Copy that, Commander.
Looks like this should be pretty bad.
for an alpha strike.
You know, if you surrender and just give us your mech, we'll let you live.
That hit something good.
They never take me up on that. But I always
Yes,
try.
Commander.
You know why? Because I'm a good guy, that's why. Now let's kill this idiot. I think I might be better off just shooting him from where I am. Yeah. Alright. Want to get in and out quickly, but first eliminate all the defenses. Darius, what are you
Target
talking about?
eliminated.
Man, we're done. We're good. It's handled. Yeah, I know. That's what I just said. We're ready to send in the extraction chips for the warehouse contents. Sit tight. Steiner will be pleased with these results. Alright. That was easy enough. Hopefully our last milk run for a while. 188,000, you know, I mean, it's not a ton of money, but it's nothing to sneeze at. So, no meaningful damage once again. We may as well finish putting together this Locust. You can sell off a completed mech for quite a bit. Also, I don't know, like, it didn't matter. We had enough salvage there that we were getting every piece that was left. We were very destructive. Really kind of, like, obliterated the top half of several of those mechs. Wipe out the entire torso. Alright, so the Locust's 1M model is interesting in that it can churn out a decent volley of LRM for such a small mech. It's a great harasser, especially if you can use its speed to lob missiles into the weaker rear armor of targets. But it normally has almost no armor itself. So there are... Yeah, I know. There are several different variations of some of the mechs. You can see here, this is a Locust 1M, but there are other Locust designations that have slightly different weapon hardpoints and stuff. This is our first new mech. You can see we just barely managed to get the chassis together. We have no parts for it. We'll look to that. We'll see to fixing that in a minute here. Before we go anywhere, we should deal with the accumulation of XP on our units, because otherwise I will forget to do so. So, 2,400 XP on Sherry Ferguson. What are we going to make you? You don't have the most guts of anyone in the squad. You're kind of just like worse at everything than Razor is right now. So we need to start specializing people for jobs. We probably want more than one person who is heavy on gunnery. So I guess that could be your role. You could just also be the gunner. Oh, you're 100 XP short. Well, +1 health for the pilot is interesting. Yeah, let's do this, and then we'll bank for multi-target next on you. Razor with 2,800 could pick up Bulwark. She is the gutsiest person in the company. Seems like the way to go. So -1 recoil penalty. Autocannons accumulate recoil as you fire them. You have to let the targeting compensators reset a little bit. Minus recoil penalty obviously reduces that penalty for recoil. And then, you know, being able to aim is always good.
Training complete. Standing by.
Ricochet here. Well, you know, somebody has to get sensor lock. Reckless is going to.
Mech warrior training.
Well, we probably want more than one person with sensor lock, so who's going to be the second one? It could be Razor. We could go Guts Tactics. But I kind of want to take Razor down the gunnery path, maybe. Ricochet is really into driving the fast mech. You know, we'll give him a lot of piloting. He has so far been our fast mech guy. And then, of course, get to +10% weapon hit.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Gunnery 4 is pretty good on everybody. And you... Yeah, I guess just take that for now. I don't know that I really want to assign your points anywhere else.
Training complete.
Not until we can get something a little more meaningful out of them. Okay, so now that that's done, let us pop over to the star map and get some idea where we're going. We're not actually going to leave just yet, but let's figure out our next destination. So we have travel contracts leading to, well, we have 2 travel contracts. It looks like they must be leading to the same world. Those would take us to Salar. World has a base challenge of 2 skulls. It has a black market, a healthy, thriving black market. It's a low-gravity planet. It has some moons. A lot of these attributes don't have any obvious impact immediately on gameplay, but they affect what kind of stories can happen on those worlds. And then some things like primitive civilization will affect what kinds of things are in the shop. What does Travel Hub mean? Many travel routes come together at this world's jump points, making it a nexus for trade and information. With a black market, huh? And a much better base challenge. I'm assuming our world is, yeah, half. Okay. I like that. I think we're going to take one of those travel contracts to Salar. That's how we'll leave. So, what kind of travel time are we talking about there? 25 days. Well, okay, Reckless will be in higher spirits and better health by the time we get there. Let's find 25 days worth of work to do on the max. So like I said, the first thing I want to do is try to get... well, actually, you know what? Before we even do this, let's go to the store and see if there's any cool stuff we want to buy to put in our mechs. They have some partial mech salvage. There's 3 pieces of salvage for a blackjack here. We could just buy ourselves a blackjack. Get a piece of a Shadowhawk. This is all they have, huh? There's no... Oh, no. Weird. All was just... When I was trying to scroll down, it wasn't going down any further. So they do have weapons and stuff here, too. We could get ourselves an AC-20. I don't know that we have enough body to mount an AC-20 on. But here you can see they've got some advanced stuff. So, like, a sniper autocannon, an AC-2, ordinarily is 25 damage, 5 stability, 4 heat generation at this range. This one has an additional 10 damage on it, bringing it to 35 from 25. This AC-5 has some extra damage. That's a pretty significant punch right there. What else do they have? There's a cockpit mod with injury resist in it. This just negates the first injury that would happen to your pilot each mission. Obviously, we could have used that. Jump jets, leg mods, ammo bins. I mean, you're usually going to see these kinds of things. What is the story with this flamethrower? Plus 5 damage. Well, you're not really using flamethrowers primarily for damage, but that does double the damage output of it. It's certainly interesting. And this LRM-5 is plus 1 stability damage. So that's plus 1 stability damage per missile, which means this actually inflicts an extra 5 stability if you hit with all of it. That's certainly interesting. Let's pick up a couple of these enhanced autocannons. I'm not going to try to buy an AC-20 yet, because I don't know that we could mount it on anything. You can see our operating expenses over here are currently 242,000 C-bills per month. This number of pips here indicates the number of months we could currently operate with just the cash on hand. We do have to be a little careful. This would be the majority of our cash, but it is like an actual Mac. It's considerably better than a lot of the garbage we're fielding now. And we have the ability to buy partial salvage of a bunch of really cool mechs, but I don't think I want to shell out like that. Let's buy this blackjack, though. Let's buy all the salvage and put it together.
New equipment available.
This is going to run us a little bit low.
New equipment available.
Alright. Blackjack 1s are solid, well-rounded mechs for their tonnage. They typically mount jump jets, which give them an extra edge by repositioning quickly to keep direct line of fire for their autocannons. So the Blackjack is a good autocannon carrier. We only have 6 bays, so something is going to have to get stored. I think it's probably going to be the Locust. We could just scrap it, or we could sell it at the shop, but remember, we get a significant score bonus for maintaining one of each mech type, so I'm going to keep this thing. We'll just keep it on ice. Alright, we are 30 days from our next financial report. We gotta make some money. We gotta make some money within the next 60 days. We'll be fine next time pay comes around, but the time after that we go bankrupt. Fortunately, we're gonna get a new mission done in the next 25 days, so I am not too worried. Let's head over to the bay. Now, it does cost a little bit of money to travel, generally, but if you're traveling from system to system for a travel contract, your employer pays those costs. It also is going to cost us a little bit of money to outfit this stuff. So, somebody pointed out that you actually, in cases where your paint job is a little too intense, you can fiddle with the pattern a little bit here. That's just like a lot of orange. You know, this is also a lot of orange, but I like the fact that the highlights are more prominent. Yeah, let's go with that. So let's outfit this thing. We may find that we have to go back to the shop to buy ammo bins or something. So we have an AC5 ammo bin. We do not have any ammo bins for an AC2. Alright, what do we got? We have an autocannon, ballistic hardpoint, and an energy hardpoint here. Energy, energy, ballistic energy. So, we can mount a pair of AC5s. Put in the ammo bin somewhere central, maybe. And we're already at 42 of our 45 available tons. Now, part of that is that this particular blackjack has been outfitted with what I would describe as an awful lot of armor. We could strip some of the armor to get the tonnage down and thus mount more weaponry. But, of course, we have to be careful doing things like that because, first of all, mounting a ton of weaponry is a good way to make your mechs overheat. And secondly, obviously, it's really good when your mech doesn't explode during combat. We can mount some heat sinks. What are we looking at in terms of heat generation right now? This weapon generates 8 heat every time it's fired. The base... Shoot, I don't remember what the base heat sink capacity of a mech is. Here we go. So it sinks 30 heat. It'll shut down if we get to 100. So right now, we literally can't generate heat. Our weapons are too efficient. We need to mount some more damage on this thing. I do want to throw some medium lasers on. There are also support slots on here. And we could throw small lasers on. They're half a ton each. We do only have one. How much ammo am I actually getting out of a single ammo bin? Contains 15 rounds. We might want a second ammo bin. Well, you know what? It's going to take me it's going to take me more than 7 rounds of alpha striking to go through that ammo. That's probably not happening. So this is a good mid-range fighter. Outfitted. It has a lot of damage available to it. We do want to put some jump jets on it. So the jump jet S stands for the S stands for standard. This is a jump jet that works on a standard weight mech. There are 4 different weight classes: light, standard, heavy, and assault. Pardon me. So we probably have plenty of standard jump jets. I know we've been salvaging them from the enemies. And this is a fine mech. This is an okay design. It's not flashy, but it has a good medium range punch. You can deliver a lot of damage. We're looking at an alpha strike of 40 heat, so we'll naturally sink almost all of our heat. Jumps won't be terribly expensive, although with us only mounting 2 of our 4 jets, we won't be able to jump as far as we might like sometimes. We could do this and strip a little bit of armor. Take a ton of armor off. Like, 85 armor on the legs is too much. It's not too much, but it's more than we need. Why don't we strip a 1/4 ton of armor off of each leg and then do like the same to the center torso areas? That's a little much. Take a little bit off the arms as well. There we go. That's a mobile mech that has a powerful mid-range punch. I think the minimum range of these weapons, 90 meters. This thing's optimal out to 180. So we could get close enough that it would be too close for our autocannons, but we should be able to perform some pretty decent flanks with this thing. Movement, what are we looking at? Max move 120, sprint 200. Unfortunately, I don't have a great intuitive sense of what those numbers mean. Like, is that a lot relatively? I don't actually know. Also, you know what? I'm gonna pull a little bit more armor off the legs and put it back on the torso. Okay, so we're running a little light on armor, but the offensive and mobility trade-offs I think are pretty good. 4,100 C-bills is no problem. It's going to take 17 days for Yang to outfit that. So that's most of our trip right there.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Alright, let's talk about our other mechs a little bit. So this guy's outfitted in kind of a strange way. I'm not sure that the small laser is, like, ever going to be useful. So what could we could take it off. Well, if we did, what would we do? We could convert this into a little bit more of a long-range mech by... Oh, no, I was going to say by running another LRM pod, but actually we only have one slot for LRMs. We only have one missile hardpoint on the whole mech. So maybe... we could cut the small laser for a medium laser if we also cut something else. Right now, our heat efficiency is pretty solid. We're running a lot of heat sinks, and so we're getting to bleed off a lot of extra heat. I'm thinking about maybe cutting one heat sink and the small laser to put in another medium laser. You know, remove some heat sinking to increase while increasing heat generation. Couldn't possibly be any downside. I mean, you can just fire the guns less, right? Or we could cut one of the jump jets. Yeah, mount the medium laser here. So there's a couple schools of thought on how you should assemble your mech. Right now, we're running the weapons pretty evenly distributed over the body. But we could have the medium laser and the PPC in the same side, right? I think we might... Let's move the PPC over here. The benefit of having the weapons spread out is that if something unfortunate happens and you take a huge hit to any particular body part, you're not going to lose all of your weaponry, right? But if we run the mech like this and, like, honestly, just move some of these heat sinks over as well, kind of reshuffle some things a little bit. With nothing at all in this part of the body, we can just endeavor to keep our right side turned toward enemies all the time, and it's basically just like a big shield. I think this is how I want to run it. That's going to be 11 days of work, so it's not actually going to be done in time. What if I don't move all the heat sinks? Can we... Why is that... Oh, because the heat sinks that I moved are these ones. 10 days, 9 days, 8 days. 8 days is right, isn't it? We could maybe move the rest of the heat sinks in a later operation. But this is going to mean that we're working on mechs for 25 days, and we're traveling for 25 days. We're not going to change our outfitting on any of our smaller mechs. I actually think the Jenner is pretty well outfitted. The stock Jenner 7D design is really powerful. With that, I think we are good. Let's talk about ship upgrades. Obviously, we can't afford anything right now, but we can at least have a look at what we might want to pick up. So the upgrading the Argos power system provides no immediate benefit. However, no immediate obvious benefit. However, it is an upgrade that will be needed by several of the other better upgrades, and we will experience events that stem from our lack of consistent power generation, and those suck. So I would say this is a high priority. We can do this right now. It would leave us with 261 in the bank. That's still enough to pay a costs, and we're going to get a job done before we have to pay out salaries anyway. I'm going to push this. I really, really don't like having a tariff like a busted up power system. You can see our mechanic down here is terrified of the current state of the power system. Repairing it should be a top priority. We cannot bring most of the Argo's other systems online until the power is stable, and also, don't touch any exposed metal until we get this fixed.
All right, I'll get the team on it right away.
Yeah, get on it. That's a priority. So that's going to happen during the next 10 days as well. So if we pop out to the Argo here, we can see the full calendar. In 10 days, that'll be done. 7 days after that, the Blackjack's done. So the different members of your crew work independently. Farah can fix stuff about the Argo while Yang and his dudes are working in the mech bay. And with that, I think we're ready to leave. However, it might be worth... You know what, I was going to say it might be worth having a little chat with our crewmates before doing so, but you know what, let's save that for next episode. I want to get a real mission off before we come to an end for the day. So, let's travel. Oops, this isn't the way I want to travel. I want to travel via the contract system, because I want somebody else to pay. Alright, so let's have a look at these two jobs. We're being offered a 1.5 skull, A pirate philanthropist is a patron of the arts here in Salardion. A favored painter has been accused of heresy by the system's religious police. These zealots are propped up by foreign Merrick agents. He'll be extradited to face trial and likely execution in Merrick territory. That seems harsh. We can't allow that to happen, but we don't want to incur reprisal from the religious leaders. That's where you come in. Locate the painter, rescue him, and, at the personal request of the patron, recover the painting that started this whole mess. Huh. I mean, the pay's not bad. But I'm kind of interested in this. A scientist for a local government conglomerate has turned industrial spy for a rival corporation from the pirates. She was privy to numerous industrial secrets that we would prefer not to fall into our competitors' hands. Pirate leadership has offered to sell her back, but we intend to use the false hope of negotiations to buy you time to extract the scientist through more proactive means. I think I've lost track of how many layers of betrayal this represents. Is this a quadruple cross? This must be some scientist. 2.5 stars is a pretty big bump in difficulty. Okay, you know what? These are both taking place on the same planet, so we can do one of them and then the other. And if we do the more difficult one first, it's more likely that we'll take damage and then need to stop for repairs. If we do the easy one first, we're much more likely to be able to just roll it into the other one, do them back to back. So let's take one man's art. They'll pay our way to Salardion, and then we'll just handle the rest of it once we get there. I am interested in money for sure. We also might see some interesting salvage here, but we probably have to get back on our feet financially. We have to prioritize that. I still want one piece of priority salvage, though, just in case there's something really cool.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Alright, so, generally speaking, ships like this...
About Dawn, Commander.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Ships like this are not capable of light speed travel themselves, so we have to fly up to basically get taxied over to a warp beacon, and then the ship that taxis us over will do the jumping.
We've just completed those upgrades.
Because our ship would tear itself to pieces trying. The engine that you need to do something like that is huge and powerful. Oh man, what is this? Sumiri catches your attention on the bridge. Commander, I've picked up a distress call from a nearby civilian transport. It's not exactly our job to assist in matters like this, but we may be the nearest ship available. She studies the display. On the other hand, it looks like the ship's engines are in a critical state. They could explode before we get there. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I remember this event, and I've actually seen it go both ways. So it may be the case that staying out of it is wise, it may be the case that mounting an immediate rescue expedition will save some actual lives. Man, we are running really close to the red line, though. Like, I can't afford to sustain damage to the ship, or injuries to our crew could be really bad. No, we gotta mount a rescue expedition. We can't be like, oh, well, it would be inconvenient for me to save your life. When the Argo arrives at the source of the distress beacon, it's clear you made the right decision. A handful of void-suited passengers spin aimlessly away from a gaping hole in the hull, hoping against hope for rescue. Your tech staff managed to scoop up the survivors just before the transport explodes, so we've gained a point of reputation with the Free Worlds League. I feel like we've been taking a lot of jobs against them. I should check in on our reputation levels. And we've increased shipboard morale by 1. I don't exactly know what the effect of morale is right now. Not getting a lot of helpful stuff here. Okay. At this level of morale, you'll gain 15... Okay. So morale still does affect your resolve, it's just in a different way than it used to. Alright, shipboard morale is important then. Let's keep traveling.
We're nearly broke, Commander.
I know, Darius. You telling me that over and over again doesn't really make things any better. Alright, that blackjack is outfitted. And here we go. We've reached our lightspeed taxi. You can see them spinning up those engines. Inner sphere politics impact everything they touch, even down here in the periphery. Flashpoints between the great houses are developing all over the map, and our faction reps are paying good money to resolve them. We're talking about high-risk, high-reward jobs composed of multiple combat drops, with rewards at the end to match. I'll post any active flashpoints on the star map, Commander. You can review them whenever you're ready. Those do sound interesting. I don't know that we're ready for something like that just yet, Let's deal with this Salardian problem. One thing at a time. We can just about handle one thing at a time. Alright, they got us close. Now we just have to fly the rest of the way. We're still talking about, like, yeah, a couple days of travel. Alright, we're here. Got all those mechs outfitted. Yeah. I think we're ready to proceed. This would be a good time to, like, check the shop and stuff if we actually had any money. But I think we really need to get paid from this job before doing anything else. Alright, so I definitely want Reckless back in. Who is sitting? Rocket is sitting. Rocket, you are, unfortunately, the B squad. So let's get... Which of my mechs am I least into? Which one of these things do I not like? The Vindicator and the Jenner are obviously staying. The Commando is fine. I actually think the Panther is probably also staying. Let's take the Commando out and run this Blackjack now. So let's see. You have Bulwark. You are more likely to be in trouble if you are piloting the Blackjack. It's a little bit shorter ranged, so we'll put the person with the damage prevention skill in that. All right. I am feeling ready. Maybe. We're in a jungle biome, so it's a little bit easier to vent heat, but the terrain might be crappy. I should mention, you can often save a lot of weight and thus mount a lot of extra weapons or armor by not including jump jets on your mechs, but I have found that I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that on more than maybe like one mech in a lance, because the loss of maneuverability can really kick you in the teeth sometimes. Terrain is not always meant to be traversed by giant metal legs, you know? Alright, so we're saving an artist's life, is what we're doing here. This is a noble-ish thing. I'm not doing it because it's a noble-ish thing, I'm doing it because the pay is good. But also, we can take solace in that it is a noble-ish thing. Alright, this is a straightforward retrieval. Locate the painter, get back to the evac zone. First step, find our target in the location where we suspect he's being held, and extract safely. Keep the mech carrying the artist in one piece. So we're gonna probably load him into the rumble seat of one of our mechs. It's sort of like, it's like riding in the sidecar, you know? Except much more uncomfortable. I wonder if I should have put Reckless in the Blackjack.
Enemy detected.
Contacts already, huh? Okay. Clear enough reading to know that it is a vehicle and not a mech.
Roger.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, well, let's see how fast it is. It's something tall coming in as well. Can the Jenner get close enough to see that? We suspect so. The Jenner could maybe jump... Ooh, that's a pretty aggressive position. I do like that. 4 evasive charges and cover. Yeah, alright, let's do that. You know what I would really like to put together is a mech that uses a lot of long-range missiles, something we can work... okay, it's just a Panther, not a big deal. Something where we can take advantage of indirect fire and stuff. It would make moves like this a little bit more valuable, because as it is, the other mechs are going to have some trouble contributing on this target. Alright, so this guy is guarded, and he has cover, and he has... Oh no, he does not have cover. But he's guarded, and he has bulwark. So he is taking 40% damage reduction against our attacks here. That said, I mean, it's just a Panther. Gotta start peeling that armor off sometime.
Roger.
Okay, there's some reasonable hits there. Alright, this is not really looking any more difficult than the last one so far.
Waiting for orders.
Looks like no matter how I do this, I'm not getting a shot this turn. But I can get up here and at least get myself in a position to make one next turn. That particle cannon is an important part of our strategy. We do need to get that online. Oh, they're flanking me. Okay. They've locked onto her. That means that they can see the Panther. They can target it with indirect fire weaponry. And also her sensors have been interfered with. Okay, you know that thing I said about this not looking that much more difficult than previous missions? I might have been wrong by a factor of roughly 2. It seems like there might be twice as much murder occurring on us soon. Okay, well the leap looks pretty bad here. Oh man, I can't get any kind of position on these guys. Well, I guess I'll take this. 1 evasive charge and no cover is pretty sad. Did I hear another target ping? No, maybe not. Alright. What do we have here? We have just a totally standard Locust. Okay. We're pretty likely to hit the Panther, and I would love to get a PPC shot into that thing and mess up its sensors. Okay, structural damage to the right leg.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Good to go.
We gotta hurry this up. Obviously, it's pretty important that we get this dealt with quickly. Oof. It's gonna be rough shots. And you know what? We actually are gonna have to be a little bit careful with the autocannons here, because it does look like this is gonna be a long one. That said, those are 70% each. He's got 40% damage reduction. And you know what? I don't think I do fire. I don't think it's worth it. I should have mounted another ammo bin. We'll figure it out. Maybe cut some of the jump jets. I certainly shouldn't cut more armor. Okay, everything's fine. So they brought a lot of weapons. Yeah, I'm concerned. Let's say concerned. May have gone in over our heads. I'll tell you what, I'm really glad that I didn't take that 2.5. Unfortunately, we can't quite get behind the guy. That's what if we could get into this guy's back arc, I think we could probably do some very serious damage. I can't quite get in range to melee either of the trucks either, which is a shame. Well, so you have a ton of evasion and armor, and damage reduction. You just have damage reduction. I think I'm gonna keep being aggressive around the side here. We're gonna have to fire a lot fewer of our weapons, but it's his right leg that's damaged. We might be able to get lucky and knock the leg out from under him, or I could try not doing it via luck. Pretty likely to hit the leg this way. It has 40 health, so we have to hit it with 2 missiles and a laser, or both the lasers. Well, here's hoping. Oh, right. I wasn't taking into account the damage reduction.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Still tough. We are damaging its mobility. We screwed up its jump jets quite a bit at this point. And we hurt the pilot. Unfortunately, the head hit is unlikely to result in a head destruction. It's really hard to shoot mechs in the head. The heads are very small and they move around a lot.
I'm here.
Really, really would love to finish this Panther off.
Acknowledged.
And I think we want to get aggressive on these vehicles. They are armed with SRM pods, which are dangerous, but obviously, as we have already seen, melee attacks against vehicles are really powerful. Got 38 health left here, 25 health left there. We're not going to kill him. We might be able to do some real damage. He doesn't have any weapons mounted over here, but if we destroyed his right torso, he'd drop his PPC. Well, let's hope our PPC hits there.
Copy that, Commander.
Or it could not hit at all. That is also fine. I'm also trying to put some, like, rocks and stuff in between me and the stuff coming down the hill.
They've got a lock on me.
I'm assuming these are pretty small mechs since they're moving on Initiative 4. Oof. Probably a panther up there. We have got to resolve some of these targets. I have a lot of stuff on my plate right now. Actually, do I want Razor to move first? You can get some kind of shot off. It's still pretty bad. Get a lot of evasion though. What attack range are we in here? So we're inside the maximum range of the lasers. We could fire them. We're not super likely to hit, but we could fire them. I'm gonna go for it.
Lifting off.
Alright, give him everything. Wow. I missed with almost everything. I think one of the autocannon shots connected. Alright, that's not a big deal. That outcome I am fine with. So, if you're wondering why is this going so poorly? It's basically because this is a bad target for us to be fighting. But partially, I'm in a kind of a sunk cost fallacy place. I'm like, oh man, I already did some damage to it. We may as well keep doing damage. And partially, I'm just trying to buy time. We're in a bad position to fight, basically. I'm hoping that we can finish this thing off as we close, and then kill the strikers with melee attacks and stuff. But here, I think we're going to launch a PPC shot at this thing. It's out in the open. If we hit the PPC into the front armor, it just dies. In fact, if we hit the PPC shot at all, it just dies. It would be lethal anywhere. And then I'm going to fire the LRMs as well, even though we don't really need to, just in case the PPC misses, we can get some damage on.
Engaging target.
Alright. Particle cannons are pretty okay.
Enemy unit destroyed.
That'll limit the amount of SRMs that are being dumped into my smaller mechs. This is probably going to hurt a little bit, though. Okay, a huge amount of that missed.
Commander.
Okay, the Jenner is now actually in position to hit this guy in the back. However, his back armor is still completely uncompromised. His front armor is... he's not guarded anymore. I think we probably just keep shooting from this side, right? We're about to strip his right arm. Like, yeah, his arm's gone. Almost certainly. Can't really run the medium laser again. Yeah, I'm just going to shoot at him from right here, I think. So yeah, the armor is already completely gone on all of his non-center front sections. Okay. So we got the leg. That's the second point of damage that the pilot has taken. When he falls down here in a second, it will be. If we were at this point to finish off one of the torso sections, it's possible the pilot would be incapacitated. By default, pilots have 3 health. But you can see it's pretty common to get the 4th point, so it's a pretty low skill level. Ooh. That was a lot of gunfire.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Centurion. Let's try to finish this guy off. So I move up like this. I'm giving the Locust access to my rear armor, which I do not love. Guess I could stand here. It was a little safer. But we're definitely trying to finish off the Panther. I would love it if we could actually remove a target from the fight here. So a right torso hit with any weapon is potentially lethal to that pilot. We could just go straight to the chest. We could try to go to the head, but you can see the chance of hitting the head is very poor. Yeah, let's go like this.
All weapons are go. That's
Also,
something good.
we detonated the ammo bin. That pilot is still alive.
Sensor lock on me.
He took a head hit and then 2 torso explosions and a knockdown. The fact that he's still up means that he has 5 health. That's crazy. Please miss. Aw. Man, there sure are a lot of you fellas.
Standing by.
Well, 25 health left. Man, I can't believe this thing is still up. I'm going to move the blackjack up to... Maybe we just punch the locust? I want to punch the locust. I want to do it with the vindicator. So that would mean having the blackjack move up to here and just shoot the panther, which still could have a turn if we don't do something. Although I guess it having a turn is a lot less meaningful now that it's out of weapons, right? Yeah, it has no weaponry. The only thing it can do is get up and punch somebody. And it's a panther, so it doesn't punch very hard. Looks like I can't quite move close enough to hit that guy with my melee attack. Yeah, alright. Well, I'll just walk up to here and shoot him then. We're inside of AC5 range.
Moving out.
But just give him the lasers. I don't need to fire the autocannons necessarily. If both of the lasers hit front, he just dies. It's a little too unlikely. I'm gonna fire one of the autocannons. We'll flip a coin in here. All right, just wanted to make sure. So no more SRMs for us.
Reporting vehicle destroyed.
The Panther gets to get up and try to take a swing at somebody. My suspicion is this is not really going to work out that well for him. Oh, also his legs are all messed up, so he can't even move very fast. He might not. He can't get to melee range. Alright, Reckless is in a pretty good position to run up and melee the crap out of this this Locust and actually be standing in cover while doing so. Come on, straight through the cockpit. Okay. Knocked off one of the machine guns. That's pretty good.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Oh, it is going to be able to flank and get a rear attack. Okay, that's not a lot of damage. It's dangerous, like, to get attacked in the back in general, but this guy is just, like, he is such a non-threat.
Let's do this.
I'm going to have Ricochet melee this thing for the kill because he really needs to take a turn to bleed off some of this heat.
Moving out. Putting my weight into it.
Just put your head down and charge at him.
One less target.
Alright, that was really good. It's nice to be able to kill somebody without gaining heat. A Bulwark already coming into play.
Commander?
What do you get to do? You get to shoot this guy. Actually can't hit him from the back, it looks like. Well, sorry, can't hit him from the back without employing the jump jets, which I think I'm willing to do. Although, maybe I want to jump back a little bit further. Get him in optimal range for both of my weapons.
Listen on.
And the Panther can fight from pretty far back, because the PPC is effective out to like 300 meters or something. Or 350? A long way, anyway. Okay, yeah, just let him have it. He's got 35 center health, 20... yeah. If the PPC hits, this is probably a kill.
This should be good. Scored a critical
Well, we
hit.
took off his left torso and his right torso, but we did not, in fact, kill him. Just hold on, Razor. You're gonna be okay. He has 3 structure left in his center torso. That's a shame. Alright, well, we're getting a lot of play out of that bulwark. That's just another spider. Unfortunately, the Blackjack's sensors are all screwed up. I don't know what our best play is going to be given the situation here.
Orders.
It might be just a melee attack. I know I'm making a lot of melee attacks, but like it's fun and useful. We can't melee the spider from the cover of the trees, though. How bad are my sensors? Is it does it stack up? No, it's just +1. Well, we do have enough resolve to take a precision strike. Do I have a good target anywhere? I can take a pretty good shot at the spider on the hill. It's not in... oh, it is in cover a little bit. But the autocannons should be pretty effective against it. So I think we probably just want to go center, right? I'd love to kill it. It has 70 health center, so we'd have to hit it with 2 weapons. It's not super likely. We could try to take one of the legs out and just, like, make its life complicated, but it has enough health on the legs that one of the autocannons wouldn't even pull the job off. Yeah, let's just go to the middle.
Firing full complement on him.
Okay, good hit. 26 health there, 14 on the leg. We can turn that into something. Heck, we can probably turn that into something right now. Although, maybe I want to crush this locust real fast. You know what we could do is back up a little bit into a position where I can get that in my firing arc and also other stuff, and then we just use multi-target to try to make 2 things happen at once here. So, multi-target. This guy is target A, and the spider on the hill is target B. He gets the LRMs. And then... that guy's target C? Alright, let's work this out. So the Locust is too close for the PPC to be a good play against him. But we can do some good work against letter C up there. The only thing we can hit B with is the LRMs, and so I will try. And then 2 medium lasers to this Locust is probably lethal.
Engaging multiple targets.
Oh, not quite. No, it was. Okay. I was going to say, how did we possibly hit the torso and not kill that thing? I was hoping to work that leg a little bit. Okay. Broke armor there and screwed with the sensors. That's a pretty good shot. That's exactly the kind of thing you want to be able to do with multi-target, because it would have been a horrible waste to spend a whole turn killing that Locust, right? The thing was all torn up. It's not how you want to be doing stuff. It was nice to be able to get the finish off on the guy that you just barely didn't kill, and still also get to do some real work. Alright, we are not going to jump because I am actually still having heat problems. This Jenner is, runs a little warm. Honestly, Ricochet could probably use Bulwark the way we use this thing. We're at 45% resolve, not quite enough for the bonus. This guy is really not that hard to hit. We go full on. He's in cover, but he doesn't have... oh, he's Bulwark, too. What about this guy? This guy's a little bit harder to hit, but he only has cover. He's also very damaged. Our odds of getting a kill on the spider are much higher. He only has the 2 medium lasers, though, which is not, like... I don't care that much about that, right? This guy is the most dangerous enemy that's left, probably. Alright, I'm just going to go for this one. We're not going to kill the Panther. We might kill the Spider, and the resolve bump from killing the Spider would put us all into free accuracy mode. Come on. Well, we got the leg. We messed them up, at least. I really wish we'd gotten that leg, though. Or the center torso. Okay, so these little tiny mechs running up on me, I'm sure, are just thinking that they'd love to put their medium lasers to optimal use. But they are definitely going to get shot up. Or punched. They're going to get punched up. What do I think is the most important target here? It's probably most important to continue working on this guy. Especially since the fact that he's down means I get a free called shot, and I can just go 50% center torso. Unfortunately, that's 50% of the shots that actually hit him will go to the center torso, so we're looking at, like, actually pretty bad odds on the kill. Can I get into a more advantageous position for that shot? Nah, I'm just shooting uphill at a guy who's laying down. It's not really going to be a clean one. We could go for the precision strike. What if I miss the torso? A shot in the left torso is actually still lethal, because it would carry over enough damage. No, it wouldn't. Never mind. It's cover. It would almost carry over enough damage. I'm just going to go for this.
Target locked.
Okay, knocked its right arm off. That's something. It's almost dead. Or we're going to have the two heavier mechs just throw punches. Nope, the spiders are fleeing. That's wise. Unfortunately for them, that hilltop is not in optimal medium laser range. Their weapons are really not built for the range they're trying to use them at. Alright, Reckless, do you want to do the thing? No, you do not. Razor, do you want to do the thing? Of course you do. Can I get a rear arc shot? I can if I jump for it. Yeah, alright, let's take it.
Roger that.
Wow, my odds of connecting on this are bad. Also, I'm going to overheat. Well, we probably are not firing either of the autocannons, right? That means that I don't get to get a kill here. But I mean, the autocannons just aren't going to hit. We could go for a precision strike, but the autocannons still aren't going to hit. I could just roll the dice with this one because a hit is so devastating with it. Yeah, alright, I'm comfortable with that.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Yeah, pretty bad. I did crit one of its medium lasers, though. We are at least reducing the combat effectiveness of our enemy. We could run up here, medium laser this guy a couple of times, and keep firing at the people on the hill with the other weapons. Yeah, that feels right. Multi-target is extremely useful. And if you're going to have a mech like this where your ranges are all mixed up, it's really nice to have multi-target on that mech. Let's focus on the guy who's laying down, right? So, these weapons shoot at target B. See if we can't finish this. Okay, a little bit of real damage there. I can't believe that mech is still alive.
Critical damage detected.
Yeah, no kidding, critical damage detected. Like, half of that thing is gone. We need more breaching shot. That's going to be a real priority for Reckless. Alright, who is going soon? You're on 3 because we took a called shot at you. If we let the spider have a turn, it's probably going to toughen up. So we should probably try to finish it off.
I'm receiving you.
PPC's a tough roll. We actually do kill it with a shot to any part of its torso now. It won't die with an arm shot, but it will lose the arm. And a leg shot will have both of its legs completely destroyed. Alright, 55% chance to just take this mech out of the fight, almost certainly. A 55% chance to have a pretty good chance to actually kill it. It was worth a try.
Failed.
We need skill. We need skills and better weapons. But mostly skills. Oh, Vindicator's actually taking a little bit of structural damage. We might have to take a little bit of a break after this. A little bit of repair time. Alright. Your heat is still pretty bad. What's the damage to this guy look like? It's mostly on his right side. Where exactly are his lasers? Are they... Okay. Interesting. The lasers are center torso, but we managed to crit one of them. They may have changed the way critical damage works. It used to be you had to strip the armor off of an area to deal damage to its components, I thought. I guess I don't really need to move, do I? I think we can probably drop this dude. I think there's a chance we could drop this dude. I could shoot at people up on the hill. We could try to take down that really damaged spider. And I suppose that thing is actually more of a threat to us than the one near us is. This thing still somehow has both of its medium lasers functioning. Okay, yeah, let's stop screwing around. Could you please actually kill this? There we go. Center torso destroyed. About time. Now, we still have 3 other mechs shooting at us. But at least we're starting to get their guns off the table. Alright, so we need to be careful about the left side of the Vindicator. It's taking a lot of damage.
Internal damage.
They're probably going to keep hammering it. Oh. No, I don't know why you would spread your damage out like this. They made some tactical errors on that one. Alright, so the Vindicator needs to keep its left side clear of the enemies. Means that I want to stand like this. I want to deny them access to both my front arc and my left arc, if I can. And we're going to try another multi-target. Or I guess I could back up a little bit more. If I back up that far, I don't get to turn very much. I was thinking I would love it if we could put all of the weapons into this guy. Another thing we could do is jump back. Yeah, let's do this.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, now their shot to my left side should be very difficult. And I guess you can eat LRMs. No sense not using them. They're certainly not going to hit the spider.
Multiple targets.
Alright, that's some significant damage. And we managed to peel an evasion charge off of that guy without having to really spend any resources at all, which is always useful. Really? I thought that move was a flanking
Damage.
attack, right? Because you're in the back arc of the Blackjack.
Commander.
Not to tell you how to pilot your mech or anything, but I would have gone for that. Well, we should probably punch this thing, since it wants so badly to get punched, and since I need a turn to to vent some of this heat.
Moving to position.
Okay, it's starting to miss an awful lot of its
Attention
parts.
on that one.
And that got us over... We're finally over 50 resolve. It's very difficult not to spend resolve. Oof.
Internal
Yeah.
structure damage.
I'm glad I didn't go for the 2.5 right away. This is gonna do enough damage to us.
Waiting for orders.
So this guy just completely exposed his back armor to us if we want to go get it. But you know what? Just shooting him in the right side is plenty.
On it. Hostile removed.
They are starting to run out of ability to damage us. That guy up on the hill is definitely still the greatest threat.
Oh, that hit meat.
Wow, really, again, Razor, we gotta get your mech a hat or something. I guess
Standing by.
I guess they call that a helmet. There's a name for that thing. They make helmets for mechs? They definitely should. Alright, I think we gotta just spend a turn sprinting. I gotta get a better position here.
Affirmative.
Hard to tell exactly what's happening there. Okay, here we go. Blackjack paying a little bit for that a cheeky melee attack.
Good to go.
Alright, Razor's falling apart here. We gotta do something. First of all, somebody's gotta get up there and just, like, punch that guy. 40% damage reduction is a real pain, although it looks like... Oh, hold on. I gotta turn around. Use move to stand in place and rotate. And my right side is all torn up, so actually... If I turn this much, the Panther's going to be shooting at my front arc. I'm going to rely on somebody else to clear that guy out. My back armor is pretty torn up too. If I lost the arm, I would lose the AC5. That would really suck. Yeah, I can't. I gotta turn so my back is no longer to that guy. Alright. We could do some real damage here. I think I'm gonna go for a precision strike. I'm gonna like really lay it all in. We have to get through this guy's torso. He has 40% damage reduction, but I don't think it's safe for me to just like jump up there because I'm low enough on health that a melee attack could actually be pretty dangerous. I'm just gonna try to go to the center here. Okay, do we hit the torso at all? I hit the torso with one weapon. His legs are both pretty messed
I
up.
think I hit something good.
Maybe we could just bust his legs out. Alright, Reckless. Unfortunately, not quite able to melee attack this guy. Can I get... Ugh, I'm having a really hard time finding a good shot here. You know what? Maybe I just run up to here and ignore him entirely. Just focus on the Panther. Yeah, let's just focus on the Panther. So, we can't fire everything. We can fire almost everything. Why is this medium laser 60% while this one's 55%? Oh, right. You get an accuracy bonus for being arm-mounted, because an arm-mounted gun can correct angles a lot more. Alright, show me some leg hits.
Engaging target.
Alright, well, we crit him in the PPC. That's going to reduce the accuracy of that thing.
Detected.
And we've got him down to Initiative 3 now, so we know he won't go before Ricochet and Centurion do. Boy, this thing sure is able to jump around a lot. I'm having a hard time keeping it out of my damaged arcs.
Yes, Commander. On my way.
You would think, given the angle we're shooting at here, that we'd be really likely to hit the legs. I don't think it works like that. So 22 left in that leg. We've almost stripped off the arm that's holding the PPC. Do I want to precision strike and like try to hit the legs? Probably not.
Here we go.
I'm just going to go through all of your damage reduction. How about that?
I'm receiving you.
Alright, Centurion might actually be able to make a meaningful shot. She could death from above the spider over there. How strong is her leg armor? Not strong enough. This isn't bad. Can we get a little closer? I'd love to be still in cover. Yeah, we gotta jump pretty close in order to make the SRMs actually work. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it. The Panther is in fine shape. If they want to shoot at it, it actually would take a lot of pressure off of our other mechs. Let's just commit some bodily harm here.
Confirmed.
Okay, actual center torso damage. And we almost have knocked him over just through sheer combined kinetic force. He is going to probably, yep, probably going to back up a little bit. That's absolutely perfect. That could not have gone better. So Reckless, ugh, man.
Receiving you.
Heat is a problem. We are in a state.
Position confirmed.
Alright, let's just be done with this guy. This looks very promising.
Affirmative.
Well, okay, at least he lost his PPC. He's not actually going to be able to fight us from up there anymore.
Good.
Now Reckless can go crush this other dude. Man, the mech is so slow. Why is the Vindicator so slow? Who designed this thing? Let's see. This is actually not optimal shooting range for me. I'm actually kind of in optimal shooting range. But man, this dude has a lot of evasion. Maybe it's worth a precision strike? Pull him down to third initiative next turn? Yeah.
Engaging target.
This will buy us a little bit of time to pick him up before he acts on the next round. I think our speed 4max can just ignore this guy now. Yeah, he's gonna basically just do that from now on. Could be a lot more intimidating.
Commander.
Do I just want to punch? Melee attack does 50 damage, the PPC does 50 damage, but like, we could use this as an opportunity to reset heat a little bit. Unfortunately, I can only punch him from angles that expose my back armor to the hill, but that's actually fine.
Coordinates received. Targeting for physical attack.
Alright, knocked his leg clean out. So that's actually going to push him all the way down to Initiative 2. Means we have lots and lots of time to pick him up, and we get free called shots on him now because he's down. I think the Jenner just wants to go ahead and shoot him. I don't want to get fancy with this.
Copy that.
I want to be done with him. The good news is, this is almost certainly all of the enemies on this mission. I can't imagine that there would be more. Yeah, just center. Well, you know what? We could go for his leg, though, huh? What if I, 15% to the leg? And it has 50 health? Yeah, alright, just go for the center.
Target locked in.
I was thinking if we destroyed both of the legs, it would be, that's a perfectly good way to take a mech out of commission.
Something good.
Alright, somebody needs to, like,
Orders.
step on this dude. 40 damage, man. Why are you so bad at stepping on people? Can we back up to a position where I have a little bit better, a little bit more optimal range on the AC5s and still get the shot? Yes.
Roger.
Yes, let us do that. Get those style points, moonwalk up the hill, and then just core this idiot.
On it.
Alright, I am tired of you. Left torso, left arm, and center torso with the same shot. Just push all the metal through all of the other metal. We could try to get a little bit closer and see if we can't get into medium laser range. I kind of just need... I need to stop shooting. We have so much heat. So much heat. Yeah, alright, still take the shot.
Target.
So particle cannons do a tremendous amount of stability damage. We might be able to end this fight just by knocking this guy over again. His pilot's got to be pretty messed up by this point.
Waiting for orders.
Where do you think you're going, buddy? Pretty far inside PPC range. Can I get a shot on him from here?
Up
Okay.
high.
That's not bad. Centurion has not gotten to contribute as much as I think she would like to this fight. She's probably pretty eager for a chance to show that she is helping.
Affirmative.
God, his mech is so destroyed. We did a really good job of, like, perfectly evenly destroying every
Enemy
enemy mech
eliminated.
this time. It's exactly what you do not want to do. Alright, recover the painting, recover the painter. We will do all of these things. All of these things and more.
On my way.
Although some of the more is going to have to be, like, after a short break, where we repair all of our stuff.
Roger.
Alright, we're in the area where the artist is being held. Hold position and give him a chance to board one of the mechs. Man, there better not be any more enemies.
The secondary
Mission
asset is in
successful.
hand and ready for
Okay.
retrieval.
I was going to say, if we had to fight 2 full lances there and then more enemies showed up afterward, I mean, we still have the resources. It's not like we're out of ammo or anything. But it's a lot of metal. A lot of metal, a lot of wounds. Poor Razor got shot twice. Not the mech. Razor herself got shot twice. Well, alright, getting that painting apparently was pretty important. So we got 34 days worth of injuries on Razor, and the Blackjack and the Vindicator are going to require some servicing before they're really combat ready again. What do we got here? Obviously, all of this stuff is pretty unexciting. I do like these missile pods, though. I think I'm going to take one of the LRM pods. It's not that hard to find LRM-10s. It's not that hard to find SRM-6s either. But we currently don't have any of these. Okay, we got both types, and a missile pod, and Panther Salvage, which is kind of whatever. At some point, we will accidentally build a whole Panther, and then we will sell it. Because we certainly don't need 2 of the things. Alright, well that is a little bit more like what I would expect a real mission to feel like. It's good to be back in actual BattleTech. Scraping and scrapping. Whoa. Okay, that was weird. Still is kind of weird. I guess it was saving the game, so. I think that is probably where we ought to stop for today. This one got a little bit long. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we take a breather, put ourselves back together, and then maybe try something even harder. And we'll see you then.